Hi guys, welcome back. It's steeljan here today, and I'm going to show you what I call the dual-coil cartomizer killer. Yeah, it's right here. It's the GotVapes Phoenix. A magnificent bottom-coil cartomizer with the new GotVapes plastic that's sort of indestructible. I mean, it's going to break eventually. It's plastic. Can accept a regular drip tip. It runs at 2.7 ohms. It's a single coil. So this means that you can use it on any kind of low voltage devices that you want to. I find it's after you get it up to past at the 4.3 mark is when it starts breaking down e-liquid and tasting bad. Oh, and this is the cartomizer that's going to make you toss your tissues. Toss your tissues, folks. You don't need it. This thing doesn't leak. I mean, does not leak. However, no, it's not a however, but it's not a but either. You have to fill it correctly. That's the only deal. You have to fill it correctly. If you don't fill it correctly, you're going to get a mess. If you fill it correctly, this is the perfect thing. Roll the filling video. Okay, there's only one proper way in my book to fill these, and that is vertically, upside down, and that's it. That's it. If you see anybody else filling them anywhere else on a video and saying that they leak, they're just doing it wrong. And I'm out here and it's starting to rain. So I just pull off the little end cap there. Look down through here. I see my filler hole. Now I put the syringe in just so it's in. And now I think you can hear the e-liquid as I squish it out, but I want to keep this completely vertically like this and push the syringe. Now the thing is, if you don't do it this way, since the coil is on the bottom, if you try to put e-liquid into it the other direction, the e-liquid just runs out onto your desk or your hands or your clothes. And now pull the syringe out. And now, just like the syringe doesn't leak when you hold it with its point down, this doesn't leak when you hold this with its point down. And this is the sturdy GotVapes plastic that can accept drip tips, so I'll put this nice drip tip on it. See? No leaking. No leaking. Nothing on me. Nothing at all. No Kleenexes. No paper towels. No nothing. No leaking. Just perfect vaping from a nice horizontal coil straight up through the center tube. Lovely vape. Okay, so here it is on the Darwin, the greatest Darwin cartomizer ever, because we all know Darwins are pretty indestructible. Now we've got a cartomizer to match. I took this, if you can see these other cartomizers down here, hang on, let me go back to a second. You see these other cartomizers down here. This is where I was testing, looking for a dual coil killer. Why would I want a dual coil killer? Well, because dual coil cartomizers run your batteries down twice as fast. They use twice as much e-liquid, and I think there's a safety issue with using them. Now I get in big trouble and lots of hate mail when I talk about safety and vaping, so I won't say anything about that. You can figure that out from past videos or something, but I wanted to get away from it. Now that I have this looks like an antique. This is the new thing. This is the great thing. And the dual coil. No. Okay, so look at this. Hang on. Okay, you seen these guys? Testing everything. I wanted something that didn't leak, didn't gurgle, performed perfectly, gave me a great vape, perform without using a ton of power. It's all right here. So watch, let me scooch all this out of the way. I'm going to show you something that you wouldn't do with any other cartomizer. Now yesterday, we went out shopping. Well, we went running errands. And I had this on top of my Darwin, and I was tossing the Darwin into the car seat. I put the Darwin in the bag, shopping bag, and banged it around all I could. I tried to do everything to get this thing to gurgle, drip a drop of e-liquid. Nada. It's using the same principle as the syringe. The reason why the syringe doesn't have any leakage out the bottom when you've got stuff in it is because it's got a vacuum pulled in there from the column. And it's the same thing here. And they've done it excellently. Okay, so let's look at this on some low voltage devices. This is a tobacco super tanker you've seen in a previous video of mine. Plain 3.7 volt device. Excellent. Now usually when I'm doing tests, I do it with an e-liquid that I know. I never use an unknown e-liquid in a new cartomizer because then I don't know whether it's the e-liquid or the cartomizer. So during my testing phase, I was using this GotVapes Phoenix lasso because I know it really well. I know where its flavor spots are, where it's good and bad. But I didn't choose that for this video because it doesn't show up very well. It just doesn't show up very well. This is a Phoenix top coil. They're going to come out in two styles, a bottom coil and top coil. This is just, to me, another Clearomizer with some, it's better, but it's still just another Clearomizer with a coil on the top. But it's got flukes in it, and you can't see it because Phoenix lasso, I can't talk about this stuff. It's too many. GotVapes, you've got to change the names of things so I can say them easier. So what I've got in here is my clouds of vapor butterscotch because it's nifty. Which leads me to another point. While I put this on another device, you know how in different Clearomizers and stuff where they wick up from the bottom, when you just got a little bit left, it's like it's wicking up the lighter bits of the e-liquid and leaving heavier bits in the bottom. And so what you get down here is this gunky stuff that you've got to wash out or rinse out. Let me show you. Okay, so here's two Clearomizers. Now these both have clouds of vapor butterscotch. Look at the difference in color. After you vape these down, this leaves a heavy sludge, a heavy dark orangey brown sludge. But this is going to stay clouds of vapor butterscotch all the way down because it's going to the bottom. It's pulling it out, so you're getting all the goodness of all the textures of that e-liquid is all going to get vaped. Not just suck out the lighter parts and leave sludge at the bottom. Okay, so that's another plus. Now this is the Altoids mod that I showed you in a previous video. Now I can't remember where this comes from. And in it I use nickel metal hydride batteries, the 4.8 volt nickel metal hydride batteries. This will last you more than a day, and you can vary the voltage. See, you're doing two 4.8 volt, or 5 volt batteries, so you got 10 volts, and then you're reducing the voltage. So these two nickel metal hydride batteries will last you more than a day. And I kind of boogered the threads up on this one, so I have to use an extension. My fault. So I've got this set at 4.93 with a cartomizer on it. It's 3.92. Excellent, excellent. And oh, guys, if you see a reviewer put something big or a long distance between this and the cartomizer, and then they're trying to show you the load or the ohms or stuff, that's totally bogus. They're adding like 5 ohms or something to the resistance between that. So, anyway, that's on the Altoids mod with nickel metal hydride batteries. Gets away from lithium. Good. Better in my opinion. Here is one of the gems that I love. This is the GotVapes Ultimo variable voltage, 3.4, 3.7, and 4.0 volts. 4.0 volts. And look at this. You've got a non-leaking cartomizer that performs great, and set at 4 volts. Look at this. I mean, this little gem is lightweight. The electronics, the design on the inside is excellent. Slides down so you can shut the lid. You'd have to use the rubber tip instead of a drip tip, or a shorter drip tip for it to close on this one. But oh my God, folks! And of course, with the little Ultimo, you always have your date and time on your display. And I just love this thing. And it's sit and vape. You can plug it straight into your computer. It's not sucking too many milliamps out of your computer. Love the GotVapes Ultimo. Sold in different companies, many other names, I think. And so now let's look at this. Since this operates nicely at low voltages, which just amazes me because it's 2.7 ohms. Here's a volt automatic battery. Now it's 808, so I have to use an adapter. And you remember my video on adapter safety? We're going to look for the fat side first and screw that device in first. That's your tip on adapter safety, so you don't short something out. Fat side first for me is the battery side. You can go back and look at my video on adapters, how to use adapters correctly. Screw that onto the battery. Screw this onto there. And now look, you've got a cartomizer that absolutely doesn't leak on a nice little 808 volt battery. You're not quite going to get the flavor hit that you do off of something that's just slightly puts out more volts. Well, actually it's putting out more watts, but it's running that coil at more watts, is what I mean. So this is going to run in a little less watts. It's going to be a little cooler vape, but look at that magnificence. Oh, and you know how on dual coils, one of our favorite things to do is watch the bubbles come up. We like to watch our bubbles as we're vaping it. Okay, let's look at our bubbles. What will I show you the bubbles on? Well, it doesn't matter. Any of them is going to do the same thing. I should have just left it on the volt battery. Okay, so the holes are here where the e-liquid's going to come down into, and then a bubble's going to come up, just like on a dual coil cartomizer. See our little air bubbles? See? So if you're an air bubble watcher, this gives you all that beauteous goodness of getting to watch bubbles as you vape. We don't get bubblicious on that one. But see, you don't have to tilt it. You don't have to do anything with this cartomizer. Not a thing. Let me show you up close and personal. Look at this. No e-liquid. None. Nothing on my hands. Not a thing. Not a thing. So yeah, guys, in my mind, this is the dual coil cartomizer killer. When you get a vape that good out of a single coil, and you don't have to run it at high voltage, you don't need a Darwin. You can use anything, an ego battery, anything. That's the most excellent cartomizer I've ever tried. And the bad thing is they're not on the website for sale yet, and I want to thank GotVapes Bagcolo DJism for letting me try these in advance. I hope they go on sale soon. As long as you fill them upside down with a syringe like that, pull the syringe out, then turn them right side up. No filling issues whatsoever. None. And then no leaking. This is the one I'm going to buy a crap load when they go up for sale on the website. A crap load. Okay, guys, you know what? Please support CASAA.org to help fight the vape bans. And until next time, I'll see you around. And this is steeljan out. Thanks so much for watching. Love you guys. Such a good vaping community we have. I appreciate every darn one of you. And that's it. See you guys later. This is steeljan out.
Steeljan.